Previously on Skyrim Rags to Riches, Olaf decided to give up his life of wealth. He got rid of his fine clothes and put on his old sack, just like the old days. He received a letter from the Jarl of Falkreath, bought a patch of land, and started building his own house. The house began to take shape, and then he moved Gilfrey from Proudspire Manor to the new house. And in Whiterun, he bumped into a little girl with a problem.
My aunt and uncle took over our farm and threw me out. Said I wasn't good for anything. I wound up here, but I don't know what to do. Are you sure? You really wouldn't mind? Yay! Thanks, Mr. Papa.
So Lucia here is living on the streets of Whiterun. She's an orphan. And we've just adopted her. Olaf is now the owner of a child. Not sure why he just didn't have one of his own with Gilfrey. He doesn't divulge the bedroom secrets of their marriage. So let's just forget about that. He now has a child, he's adopted one. So we need more materials to continue building. So we mine some iron ore, which allows us to make nails, which we need loads of in half fire. The reason we're doing this is because Lucia has gone back to Proudspire Manor because the house, as impressive as it is, isn't equipped to hold a child. So we need to mine a lot of stone and iron and basically harvest materials so that we can build a child's bedroom. So now the kid's bedroom is built. It attaches directly onto the new extension that we built last time. But there's nothing in it. So we can't move kids in until we have a bed and a chest for them to keep their stuff in. We've only got one kid at the moment, but we build 2 beds anyway because who knows what the future might bring. So the house is looking pretty good now. The kid's bedroom's got its own little balcony next to the animal pen that we built. It's definitely taken shape. It will be bigger and more impressive. But that's not a bad start. From a patch of scruffy land to a fine Skyrim house. So we need to go and pick up the kid. So we head back to Proudspire Manor. So Gilfrey's moved back to Proudspire Manor as well because the kid's there. Someone needs to look after the kid basically. We can't just leave her on her own. So we ask Gilfrey that we have to move again back to Falkreath, back to Lakeview Manor. But this time the kid will come with us. We have some dinner. And then we talk to Jordis the Sword Maiden, because she will come in handy. But for now, we're going to turn in for the night. It's too late to travel back to Lakeview Manor, so we're going to spend the night in our old bed. So, we're going to have some breakfast. Bottle of wine, and a cabbage, another classic Skyrim breakfast. And we're going to ask Sword Maiden to join us at Lakeview Manor, and you'll see why in a second. So now that she's followed us here, she offers to be a steward of Lakeview Manor.
I'd be happy to take on that position if you'd like.
She's currently assigned as Olaf's housecarl, bodyguard type. But she'll be more useful here, and plus she'll live with us, so already Olaf's little homestead is brimming with life and people. A steward is handy because she can buy supplies for us, lumber and so on, without us having to go to a mill and back to that freaky vampire. And we build a stable, which is cool. That means we can have our own horse there. And some other bits and pieces just to make our life a little bit easier, having everything we need in one contained area instead of having to wander over a Whiterun and back, wasting time. Gilfrey's asleep there. Lucia's asleep as well in her new bed. Quite an improvement over the stinky streets of Whiterun. So we talked to Jordis, and she, as being a steward, can also upgrade the homestead. So we buy a cow, some chickens, a horse that we can use, and also a carriage driver who will hang around outside the house, meaning no more trips to the Whiterun stables. So we're becoming completely self-sufficient here. Everything we need for crafting, for travelling is all here at the manor. It's pretty sweet. There's a cow. Olaf's excited to own a cow. He always dreamed as a boy of owning his own cow. So now we have a garden here. We're going to plant some cabbages because we all know how much Olaf loves the spherical green vegetable. So he's gonna become his own cabbage farmer, whereas once at the beginning of his journey he would pick the cabbages of others. Now he will pick his own cabbages. It's quite beautiful, really. Circle of life. And we've got our own bard, Llewellyn the Nightingale. He's just gonna hang around the house, banging on his drum, twanging on his lute. There he is, playing some instrumental music just to give the house a bit of life. Olaf likes the lute. And he's got a drum as well. Olaf also likes the drum. So we build some more upgrades for the house while we're here. Some tables, some shelves and other stuff. As Olaf goes about his travels, he can dump stuff back at the house. Stick up trophies of his exploits, maybe an elk's ass he can pin up on the wall. I'm not sure Gilfrey would be really happy with that. Lucia wants us to play a game with us, so we play some tag. But Llewellyn the Nightingale is just blocking the doorway, banging on his drum, oblivious. So it's pretty much the worst game of tag ever. Oh, Skyrim. So we're about to turn in for the night, then we notice Gilfrey just standing on the chair, looking at us. We don't really know why she's doing that. Maybe she's trying to hide from Llewellyn the Nightingale. There's something up with that dude. Yep, he's just standing by the door, banging on his drum. It's really late, man. We need to go to sleep. Hopefully he doesn't stay up all night. We may have to fire him. Time for some dinner. Have a cabbage that's just lying around, jug of milk. Olaf's diet is primarily cabbage based. He may have been a nobleman in solitude, but his simple tastes did not change. So our cabbages overnight have grown. And we now have a plot of delicious spherical cabbages. To celebrate, we decide to gift a couple to a lovely wife and a lovely child. Drop a lovely cabbage on Gilfrey's plate there. She doesn't seem to be too impressed. And we give one to Lucia because kids love balls and a cabbage is a bit like a ball. But you can eat it, so it's better. So we build a cellar under the house. We build some sconces to give it some light because it's pretty dingy down there. We still got a lot of materials left, so we build an archery target for a bit of practice. Because Olaf is the mightiest archer in Skyrim, but he could always be better. So as he trains on this target, he's imagining an elk's poised rump as he peppers it with arrows. Now we've got two beds here, two kids' beds in the annex. We've got two chests, and we might as well get another kid. Olaf's got the space. It's good to have a kid around the house. So we use a personal carriage, which is very nice, to head to Solitude, because we know that Catler's farm, where in earlier episodes we once farmed for delicious vegetables, there was a little kid, Blaze, wandering around looking depressed, sleeping on hay. That won't do. So we've got a space back at Lakeview Manor, and we adopt him.
Really? You mean it? Wow, thanks, Pa. I promise I won't be any trouble at all.
See, there's no paperwork or complex bureaucracy to deal with in Skyrim. You just see a kid, you go, want to live with me? And they're like, yeah, sure. And it's fine, because it's Skyrim, it's not the real world. So it's getting pretty busy around at the manor now. We've got Blaze, who seems to like the house. We've got Lucia, We got Gilfrey, we got Jordas the Swordman, we got Llewellyn the Nightingale, who we still don't trust. Something weird about that guy. It's amazing there's cabbages strewn around, just like we like it. So we take advantage of Jordas's steward position by buying some materials. We've decided that we're going to build a library on the house because we don't want to send the kids to any of the schools in Skyrim. Apparently the schooling system is terrible. Possibly the Stormcloak's fault, or maybe the Legion's fault. But the schooling in Skyrim is terrible. So we're going to build our own library, and they're going to be self-taught. We're going to teach them ourselves. Gilfrey and I will teach them the ways of the world. So building more iron parts, because you need loads of that stuff to build stuff. And we're going to build a library. The library is actually a kind of tower jutting out of the side of the house. Library's taken shape. Pretty impressive structure. It's changed the shape of the house quite dramatically. And there we have it, the library tower. It's got a little balcony at the top as well, should we want to check out the view. It's pretty much empty at the moment, but we'll build some bookshelves, and maybe Olaf will go out and gather some books from around the world to fill his library with the rarest tomes in all of Skyrim. Or maybe he'll write his own book about cabbage farming. Olaf's story. Well, it'd be a good autobiography, I think. The kids could learn a lot from it. So that's pretty much Lakeview Manor is in really good shape now. We've got a family there. Got a lot of space. We got a carriage. We got a horse. Olaf is now self-sufficient. Olaf has come a long way since his humble beginnings as a shoeless peasant sleeping on a hay bale outside of Whiterun, but it's safe to say that he's made great strides in his time in Skyrim. And he owns a fine property. He's got a great family. He's got a cow. And he's got some shoes. So good for him.